Hey, what's up, movers? I'm Coach Howe, and here we are going through our foot and ankle meditation level 1. There's going to be a few items we need to get on hand before we get started. So get yourself a comfy mat, flooring, carpet, whatever it may be. We're going to use a wall. I'm using my freezer, but anything to perch your feet up on. And then last two items we need. I've got a step stool here. You can use a curb, you can use a staircase. I especially like this ladder because you can hold on to this part, give yourself some support. But once again, you're gonna want some type of stoop to put your feet on. You could even use an old textbook you don't care about if you want to trample all over that. And then we need a support stick. I use my hockey sticks, but any type of broomstick or anything that you can hold out in front of you will suffice. So we're gonna get started with some wall decompression. Then we're gonna go ahead and stand it up, do some standing decompression, and kind of wind down with some rockers and some other cool moves. So Luna wants to join us, but she doesn't have those feet and ankles to work on, but we're gonna get into it anyway. Luna, go lay down, please. So let's go ahead and get on our wall, and we're gonna spend a couple minutes here. We'll go ahead and walk through this. Big, real important thing. We should have done decompression in the past, but once again, we're looking for a position with our tailbone that feels nice, long, decompressed. We want to be able to get our feet right in line with our knees and with our hips. The distance away from the wall is totally up to you. Just want to make sure we're not tucking our tailbone underneath us. Maybe even push it to the floor slightly. That could serve you a little bit. And from this position here, I'm gonna go ahead and grab onto the freezer or wall, whatever you have in front of you with your feet, and really try and apply that pressure through the outside blade of my foot. Not just the ball underneath my pinky toe, but the whole meat side of that outer blade of my foot leading all the way into my heel should be in contact, and trying to grab and even pull down on the surface that we're using. You might feel the hamstrings turn on, the glutes start to light up, and we're gonna even actively try and pull our hips wide to turn on those glutes. I'm gonna hang out here for just another minute, and then we're gonna work our feet some. So I've got my timer started. I hope you're here in this position with me. We want to make sure our hands, I love to have my hands outstretched, palms to the sky, letting my shoulders relax into the floor. If you want to, you can just hang out with your hands wherever you are comfortable. Once again, we want to make sure that we are finding length and comfort in our body and our hips and our spine, and then continually pulling that pressure down on the surface with our feet, not allowing that ball underneath the big toe to come up off the surface. We do want an exaggeration towards the outer blade, but that doesn't mean we're totally lifting off with our feet as such. We want to keep all 5 toes intact, grip with the outer blade, maybe try and hike up the inside ankle bone, keep the knees in line. If you want to, you can start with the outer blade, kind of grab, let the knees fall out. And then as we bring our knees together, we're gonna seal the toes, the ball, the feet, everything onto our surface area. And we're gonna utilize our hips to flow through this motion here. And now we should all be connected here. Very good work. We're gonna try a little foot knuckling. So we're gonna start with bringing both feet. You can bring your heels to the surface and bring the toes off the wall. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our toes and squeeze them together as hard as we can. Really trying to wrap the pinky toe underneath, almost try and create a C shape with your feet. We're gonna just do 10 of these. So squeeze as hard as you can, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, good job. Shake that out a little bit. We're gonna go through that same motion again of squeezing the toes together, knuckling the toes, and then we're gonna press and pull. So let's go ahead and get ready for that. Both feet going here. We're gonna squeeze, knuckle, we're gonna press, and we're gonna pull. We're gonna press and pull. You really should feel some cramping or some pretty cool sensations underneath the feet. That's totally normal, totally okay. Keep this going here. Pull and press. Get 3 more here. Woo, some good cramping. All right, shake that out. And next we're gonna go ahead and just take 1 foot at a time. So choose whatever foot you want. I'm gonna let my right foot hang out and rest. Go ahead and set it back on my surface. Continue to pull with that outer blade. So right back to our regular decompression position. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this left foot up and off, and we're just going to pull our toes towards our face, towards our knee, and release. We're gonna get 30 of these out of each foot. So I'm gonna get started now on the left. We're really trying to just pull our toes as hard as we can towards our face and then let go. Really lighting up the top of the foot, the ankle, the front of the shin, and try and even continue to pull that inside ankle bone high. Luna, you're in the shot for all of our viewers here. Thank you, sweet girl. We're gonna keep going here. We've got 12 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Why not get a couple extra? Feeling the burn. We're gonna go ahead and get the right foot involved, left foot back on the surface. Find that outer blade if you wanna go ahead and start foot wide, bring the knee in through the hip, get that engagement, right foot up, and we're gonna go for 30. Bit of a poppy ankle there, that's okay, some decompression pops. About halfway there. Keep this going. Should be burning pretty good right now. We've just got 1 more set here and then we're gonna work our way to standing. So keep pushing through and go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, shake that out. We're gonna go ahead and keep both feet on the wall through our heels. We're gonna go ahead and do foot circles, 10 each way from in to out. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's switch it around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good work. We're gonna go ahead and safely come up and out of this position. This is where we can definitely utilize a support stick. So go ahead and grab that if you have that by, and go ahead and get near your step. Let's see here, give you a moment to gather everything you need. So on our step stool, go ahead and have this on standby for myself. I'm just gonna go ahead and utilize the top portion here, but go ahead and grab your stick and get yourself situated onto your step, give you a better view here. So we're really looking to just get the toes on the step and the balls of the feet. We're really trying to perch the surface that we are on with our feet, almost like as if we were hanging from a pull-up bar with our hands. We're gonna be hanging from this surface with our feet. So go ahead and line up as such. We're gonna go ahead and start with making sure that once again, we're really grabbing the surface here with the outer blade of our foot, and all 5 toes are intact. We're not letting that big toe fold over or fall off. Once we go ahead and have that strong foot, we want to pull our hips back into the sky, making sure that our knees are straight forward. And if you feel like you need to straighten out your knee, if they're hanging outwards a little bit, we're gonna pull our hips back even further to go ahead and straighten those knees out. We don't want to have locked knees. There can be just a very slight bend here in our knees, but we're gonna go ahead and continue to hold this position. And with your support stick, go ahead and have that on standby. We're gonna make sure that we can go ahead and come into a nice, strong calf raise here. So with the outside blades of my feet really gripping and pulling here, perching myself, pulling my hips tall and back, I'm going to start coming into my tallest calf raise here, and we are just going to hold this. Once again, if you need to double check on making sure the knees are straight, we're just gonna pull our hips back a little bit deeper, straighten out those knees. We're gonna make sure our inside ankle bone is climbing tall and high. We don't want our foot collapsing in or letting the ankle collapse down. And as we go ahead and continue to hold this max calf raise, we're going to slowly bring our heels down by pulling our heels down. We're not just letting them drop. We're actively pulling our heels to the floor as we pull that tailbone tall to the sky, getting a lot of length in the backside here. We're gonna take about 10 seconds to come all the way down. And once we hit this bottom position with the heels hanging low, we're really grabbing the surface with the outer blade of our foot here. Our toes are doing a lot of grabbing, and we're again pulling those hips back further behind us. We wanna make sure we're not in a rounded position in our low back. We want to make sure we have a nice strong position. I'll give you a different angle here. Once again, with the feet, we want to make sure the blades of our feet, we're almost creating this C shape with our heels. We don't want to dump down and be here. We really need to be strong on the outer blade of the feet, pulling the butt back, pulling the hips back, straightening the legs. And once again, from this position here, we're going to come into a max calf raise. We're going to go ahead and hold this. Breathe into the front hip crease area here. Fill up the low and mid back. Get a nice strong exhale. And as we exhale, we're gonna take 10 seconds to get all the way to the bottom, pulling with our heels. Not just letting it drop, but pulling. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work. We're still holding this here. We've got one more set of that, so we're gonna hold this down here, making sure our inside ankle bones are climbing high, climbing that tailbone a little bit taller to the sky. Lower back, glutes, and hamstrings are doing a lot of work here. Good job. We're gonna continue to hold it here. Continue to hold, continue to hold. And we're gonna go back into that max calf raise in 3, 2, 1. Coming all the way up, and hold. As we come into this max calf raise, we want to continue to pull our feet wide, pulling our hips wide, pulling the feet wide, almost trying to spread the floor underneath us. We're trying to create space in the hips for the spine to roll back in between. We're trying to pull our feet outside of our ankles. Oh, good catch. And we're gonna go ahead and pull the heels down in 3, 2, 1. Nice and active here. Nice long pull. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Continue to hold this here. Lots of pressure in the glutes now. Really making sure that inside ankle bone continues to climb high. We're not letting that inside ankle bone dump low. And we're gonna go ahead and end this step decompression with just a couple of steps. back and forth. So let the pressure off the right foot and come into the left, vice versa. We're just gonna get some patter steps going here. Want to make sure that we stay strong on that outside edge of our foot, not letting that inside ankle bone collapse down, not collapsing into our arch. Just kind of patter stepping here. Use your support as needed. It's quite difficult to do without the support. Nice work here. We're gonna come out in 3, 2, 1. Great work. Go ahead and step out of that. Next, we want to continue to hold onto our support stick, and we're gonna get ourselves into a nice wide stance. So we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves about shoulder width apart, not too much more, not too much less. Make sure our toes are straight forward, knees are straight forward, and once again, really trying to get on that outside blade of the foot. We don't want to dump in, we don't want to be stuck here. We're kind of stuck already in this inside loading pressure with weak feet, weak ankles. We got everything loading up and in. We need to go up and out. So we're gonna take this position here, really trying to spread the floor wide with our feet again, same with our hips, making sure the knees stay straight and really taking this inside ankle bone, climbing it nice and high. And from here, I'll give you this side view, we're gonna continue to pull those inside ankle bones high, spreading the floor wide. And as we do so, I'm gonna pull my butt back and take my tailbone high to the sky. Strong feet here, gripping the floor, pulling wide, hips pulling wide, the tailbone coming tall behind me. And once again, I wanna make sure I'm really strong on that outer blade of the foot. Notice how I'm able to kind of get some heel pulses here. I'm kind of in this ready to go stance. I'm not digging into my heels. I'm not flat back on my feet, but I'm ready to move here. I can easily pulse off my heels here. We're gonna just hold this position for a little while. If you can have the support stick out in front of you as such, this can really help you pull the hips further back, pull the feet wide, pull that inside ankle bone high. Don't let that big toe roll up off the floor. We're gonna keep all 5 toes intact. And now in 3, 2, 1, we're coming into a max calf raise, coming all the way up, pulling the heels up, pulling the butt further back and continuing to spread wide. We're gonna hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're pulling the heels down, taking 10 seconds to get there. So let's pull the heels down as hard as we can as we continue to drive the tailbone high. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. We're hanging out here. Once again, we really want the lateral calves to start working, get the hamstrings, the glutes involved. So with that outside blade pressure, still gripping the floor, trying to spread wide, really trying to organize and utilize that lateral calf if we can. And we're gonna come up into another calf raise here. We're gonna come up in 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're gonna take 10 to get back down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and come up out of that. We're gonna go back to a narrow stance, but work on some similar stuff here. I'm gonna ask to go ahead and release that support stick for now. You can always have a wall or something nearby, a low counter, something for support if you need it. But right now we're gonna get our hands into a globe-like shape, just putting the fingertips together, and we're gonna go ahead and reach overhead. So we're coming into our narrow stance about 1 to 2 fist width apart. Once again, inside ankle bones are high, really grabbing with that outer blade of the foot, spreading wide, trying to get up and out of our ankles. I'm gonna put that globe up and over our head. And we're gonna get some decomp breathing going. We're gonna do the same thing here as we come into a maximum calf raise. We're gonna come up as tall as we can, reaching with our hands overhead as high as it can go, pulling up into the max calf raise here. Lateral calf is lit up on both sides, feeling glute, hamstrings working, tailbones pulling back and high. And we're gonna go ahead and bring the heels down nice and slow as we inhale, and then exhale, we're gonna go down. So inhale, heels down. As our heels come down, we reach even taller. Try and pull the tailbone tall as we bring the heels down. And we're gonna inhale and reach. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, coming down. One more, inhale and reach. And exhale, come down. Really good work here. Once again, if you need any type of support nearby, go ahead and get that. We're gonna go ahead and do a little patter step for a couple of minutes. We really want to get used to landing and leaving with a strong foot and ankle. So we've been working on a lot of this up and out, keeping that inside ankle bone high, using that outside blade of the foot to really support ourselves underneath us. And we're gonna just continue to practice that with this patter step, if you will. Just go to left foot, right foot. We wanna make sure, it's really important that when we step from one foot to the other, that we're not collapsing the foot and ankle down as such. We're not living in this world. We need to be strong on that outer blade. Keep that inside ankle bone high. And we're just gonna dance here for a little bit, keeping that butt and tailbone back, bouncing back and forth, getting the feel for strong feet, strong ankles. I'm gonna spend just a couple more minutes here. Once again, I'm just gonna show a couple variations. If you don't have that support stick, you can come to your countertop, kind of keep the butt behind you. Still just patter stepping, making sure we're using the glutes, engaged in the hamstrings, strong foot, lateral calf engagement. Just patter stepping, rocking and rolling. It's been a lot of work on the foot and ankle complex, backside still lit up. We just got a few more movements to get through here and we will be done shortly. Great work, great work. 30 more seconds here. Just patter step. If you want to, you can come take the heel off the ground. Make sure you're just bouncing on that outside blade. Maybe even getting a little shake here. Really good. Shakes are great. All right. Next, we're just gonna get into some toe tucked rockers. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use my support right in front of me, continue to use this freezer here. Got my little pad here for my knees. But we're gonna go ahead and tuck the toes underneath us. So come from this like downward dog position. Bring the knees down, keep the toes tucked. And we're just gonna rock out for 1 minute. Really just focusing on putting that pressure through the 4th and 5th toe, keeping the heels away and pressurizing out and back. Spreading the floor wide with the knees, keeping the hips wide here as well. Let's keep our chest and head up. Just got about 20 more seconds here. And we're gonna get into some fish feet. Fish feet. A little unorthodox, but very, very helpful. All right, let's get ready for our fish feet. So I love the toe tucked rockers right before. It helps me engage my backside, get me in a really good position here for the fish feet. So I'm gonna continue to find myself in this rocker position here, but what I'm gonna do is go to lateral right shift, make sure I'm engaged in my right side, take my feet from that 6 to 7 o'clock position. And I'm just gonna hang out here with my left foot, let my left foot hang out, but my right foot now, I'm gonna do 50 pulses of fish feet, or just go until you completely burn out. We're gonna pull in and pull out. So pull and press, pull and press. We're gonna get 50 of those, or until burnout. Let's get started. Really making sure I still have that pressure in my right glute. Don't want to dump down or fall into any pinchiness in the front right hip crease. Always making sure we're back chain. And just repping out these fish feet. Pulling those toes. Lighten up the front shin and pressing as hard as I can. Pull and press, pull and press. Almost halfway there. Got another 25 to go. Really important here that we keep the heel going away. We don't want to get into anything over here. We're keeping that inside ankle bone high, keeping that strong structure of our foot. Heel goes away, toes in, pull and press. Pull and press. That about does it for the right side. I'm gonna get my lateral shift into my left hip, take my feet from 6 and go to 4, 5 or 4 o'clock. Keep this right foot up and out of the way. And we got some fish feet to work on this left side. Couple different variations. If you wanted to rest this foot on top, you can. Still keeping that pressure in that left side. It's not easy. Doesn't look like much, but the burn is real. We've got about 15 more. And that does that. If you want to, you can come in this little Seiza position and use your butt to press the heels away and open the feet a little bit. Let the femurs roll into their socket. Just kind of come here and roll back and forth. We're just gonna go through a quick little drill from sit to stand and do this about 3 times. Just try and stand up with strong feet from a seated position. So if you have a small seat nearby, let's go ahead and get ourselves onto that. We're gonna practice getting up and down from a seated position with our strong feet. After we've just learned and taught ourselves how to be on those strong feet, we wanna go ahead and put this into practice for what we may be doing in our day-to-day life. Don't have to do this just here at this time. Next time you get yourself up out of bed, out of the office chair, practice some strong feet. So we're gonna get our feet underneath us, about fist width apart. Once again, that outside blade of the foot is really grabbing the floor, keeping all 5 toes intact. Try and get my knees right in front of me, and I can use the support behind me, use my hands. As I lean myself forward, I'm pulling my butt back. I'm making sure those inside ankle bones are high and that my feet are not collapsing in. Staying strong on that outside. We're gonna slowly get up here, slowly up to stand. Making sure those feet don't collapse, everything stays nice and strong. And back down. Butt comes back. Find your support behind you. Go ahead and sit down, never letting the feet deflate. If you need to, you can adjust your support. I'm gonna pull mine a little bit closer. My feet were a little far away there. Make any adjustments you need to make. We're gonna do this 2 more times. So use my hands, support behind me, lean forward, keep those strong feet. Go ahead and come to standing. Good work, sit it down. Butt comes back, strong feet, find the support with the hands. Bringing it on down. We got 1 more. Let's go ahead and get it done. Nice strong feet. We are on our way to a better, less painful life. Strong feet, strong ankles. It's the beginning foundation of all movement that you do with your body. I hope that you found this to be useful. I hope you found a couple of positions that really worked for you, and continue to do this in the morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you find yourself with the availability to the time to get into some of these positions. Strongly encourage you to do so as much as you can. I'm Coach Hal. This is Level 1 Foot and Ankle Meditation, and we're out.